and then a plus minus on this one, and then your infrared receiver will be a little rectangular thing like this, 3 pins coming out of it. You'll have a clear LED, and then you'll have a dark LED. And then you'll have a little thing in the middle called a pot that will allow you to make sensitivity adjustments. This one will be ground in the middle. This one will say VCC, and this one will say signal or something to that effect. So here's how to wire this, and it goes hand in hand with inputs. The VCC is positive, so you'll just, on the positive side on your breadboard, take a wire and go to the VCC. On the negative, which is your ground, you'll plug into the breadboard, come over here, and connect to your ground. The signal, that one goes into any one of those pins. Now when you put power to this thing, you're going to put your hand in front of it, and the little light over here will go on and off. There's 2 of them. They'll go on and they'll go off. So now you have to make the determination whether or not that's triggered or not. And the way you want to do that is you want to get something dark, maybe like electrical tape or a piece of electrical tape, and put it in front, see how it responds, and then get something white like a piece of paper and see how it responds. And the reason being is that you're going to do this on the ground. The ground is white and the tape is black. So you want it to sense it. Now here's what you're going to do before you even do anything. You're actually going to hook this up here, power it up, but you're not going to put that into the Arduino. What you're going to do is you're going to take one of these. You're going to set it to 20. You'll power it up. You'll take this and put it on the ground. Not on the ground on the floor, but on the negative. Then, on the wire, you'll plug it in here. And while it's on, you're going to trigger it. And you're going to see what kind of voltage you get. So when you have the black piece of tape nearby, is it 5 volts or 0? When you have the white paper, is it 5 volts or 0? That is going to be important. So you'll have to write that somewhere. So this will be the signal pin. When it's plus 5 volts or 0 volts. And this is the condition. So you'll have to determine paper or black tape, paper or tape. So that allows you to determine when it triggers. So when it goes over the black tape, so while you have it here and you got your 2 little sensors, it senses the black tape. You need to know if that signal is high or low, and then you're going to take action accordingly, and you'll do an if statement. Pretty simple. I'll show you how to do it. All right. So once you got that figured out, then you're going to plug it in. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to say that's pin 7, just because. So here's how to code it. Your Arduino code is broken up into 2 pieces. Remember that? The void setup and the other one is the void loop. So we want to set this up. So Here's the other thing I see a lot of you doing is you write a bunch of code, then you add a component to it to see how it behaves. Just write some code just to test that component. So this is what we would do here. So let's say you want to test this component. See if the signal coming out is doing something and whether or not you can control it. So let's do this. Then we'll take this, let's say pin 9, and put an LED on it. And that'll go over here to ground. And don't forget the resistor so we don't fry things. So pin 9 will have an LED. So let's set this up. First thing is pin mode. We are on pin 7. And we want to receive the signal, so we're going to say that that is input. Don't forget these guys. Then we're also going to have an LED over here on pin 9. And we're going to send a signal out to the LED, so we're going to say this is output. And that is the end of our void setup.
Yay.
That's it. Simple, simple. Now we need to see if we can get it to do something. So the heart of the program is the void loop. The opening squiggly. Now this is where we are going to do something called an if statement. So we're going to call this signal, and we're going to call it an integer, or integer value signal is equal to digital read of pin 7. If pin 7 has 5 volts on it, the value will be 1. If it has 4.5 or less, it'll be 0. So if signal equals, and you're going to use 2 of those, 1, then what? Digital write, where's our LED? Pin 9. There. That's our if statement.
You look at the second screen at the end of that? Oh, there.
Yeah, there it is. And then we're going to have another if statement. If signal is equal to 0. Now I'll explain an elif and an else later, but in the meantime we just do if statements. We have a squiggly. Digital write, where the LED is, and we're going to turn it off. There, don't forget that squiggly, and then the squiggly that goes with this one. There you go. So now, once it's wired up, you'll have your LED, you put your finger on it, and the LED will light up. Your finger up, and LED will turn off. That's it. Pretty simple stuff. Any questions?
No, sir.
Nope.